afternoon. So I would, in the morning, yesterday class, I discussed about the advanced control of electrical missions. In that advanced control of electrical drives concept, so I would like to discuss about the vector control of induction motor drive. So in the before class, what I explained to you is, so if you consider the torque equation, the vector control of induction motor concept, the torque equation, torque is equal to the torque equation T is equal to some K into IF into IA. So this is torque equation of DC motor. And similarly, the torque equation of induction motor is torque T is equal to 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm square by Lr into IQSE into IDSE. So, as I informed in the earlier class, so the analogy, so this is a torque equation of induction motor. Torque equation of induction motor. So if you analog between DC motor torque equation and induction motor torque equation, so you see this is your field current IF, and here this is IDSC, the field current IDSC. So these two currents, okay, are flux component of current. Flux component of current. And if you see the armature current IA and the IQSE, these two currents are torque components of current. Torque component of current. Torque component of current. So, actually, if you want to control the field current, so when you change the field current, definitely it will be affected by the field flux item. And similarly, here if you change the d-axis stator current, so definitely the phi ds E will be changing. But the change of the flux, it will use the time to respond the system. It will not respond the system instantaneously. The delay response you will expect. So that's why normally what we will do is, we will keep the flux is constant and rated flux. We will keep the motor is running under rated flux condition or rated field current condition, and then we will change only the armature current. For corresponding change in the armature current, the torque will be changed. If you change the current value, armature current value, thereby the torque of the DC motor changes. Similarly, if you change the current IQSE, then the torque of the motor will be changes. This is the basic concept, and this is the analogy between your induction motor as a DC motor, separately actuated DC motor. And now, next one is the control scheme for rotor flux oriented control, vector control. So let us see. Control scheme for rotor flux oriented vector control. Control scheme for rotor flux oriented vector control. So let us see, this is a transformation block. Consider this block is a transformation block. And the inputs to the transformation block is IQSC star and IDSC star. These are the two inputs, the reference IQSC star and IDSC star. These are the synchronously rotating reference frame variables. And now you are converting these variables into the stator, that is stationary reference frame variables. The stationary reference variables are IA star, IB star and IC star. These are the stationary reference frame variables. How you will convert this? By applying the angle theta E. So the theta E is the angle between rotor flux vector with respect to the stator. If you see here, this is a phase A coil. This is coil name is AS, and this is rotor flux psi R, rotor flux orientation, and the angle between these two is called as a theta E. Okay, and the angle between these two is called as a theta E. So this theta E is the angle of rotor flux vector. Theta E is equal to angle of rotor flux vector. So this theta E is nothing but as a angle of the rotor flux vector. So how you will calculate the rotor flux vector angle? So let us see these IDS E star and IQS E star are the DQ transformation, synchronously rotating reference frame variables. Okay, so for example, how I will get IA, IB, IC values, and these values are getting from this IDS and IQU, IQSE, and the transformation is cos theta E minus sin theta E, cos theta E1 minus sin theta E1, cos theta E2 minus sin theta E2, where cos theta E1 is equal to theta E minus 2 pi by 3, cos theta E2 is equal to theta E plus 2 pi by 3. Okay, theta E is the angle of rotor flux vector. This is angle of rotor flux vector. So it means that for rotor oriented control, okay, rotor flux oriented control, okay, vector control, this theta E, how you are calculating the theta E, how you are calculating the rotor flux oriented angle. So it depends upon again two parameters. One is, if you say, you consider the evaluation of rotor flux vector angle, rotor flux vector angle theta E. How you are calculating the rotor flux vector angle theta E? As you know that from the fundamentals, first case 1, theta E is equal to integral of omega E into dt. Omega E into dt. And you know that this is a synchronous speed. And this synchronous speed we will write like omega SL plus omega R into dt, where omega SL is the slip speed. Okay, this is slip speed, and this omega R is the rotor speed. So how you are calculating the rotor flux vector angle is integral of speed omega e into dt. So you know that omega SL is equal to omega e minus omega r. So from this, omega e is equal to omega SL plus omega r. So how you will get speed? If you use the speed sensor, okay, then you will get the rotor speed value. So you will get the rotor speed value. So by using the speed sensor, omega r value you are getting. And as you know that this omega SL value, I think I already explained, this omega SL is equal to 1 by tau r into IQSE divided by IDSE. So this is the omega SL value. So omega SL is getting like from this equation, and omega r is getting from the rotor speed. By putting the sensor or by putting the tacho generator, you will get as a rotor speed omega r value. So this method is called as a indirect evolution. So this method is called as a indirect vector control. Indirect vector control. So as theta e is evaluated indirectly, as theta e is evaluated indirectly. So this is a indirect vector control approach. If you are calculating the theta e with this approach, it means that theta e is equal to omega e into dt. Omega e is equal to omega SL plus omega r. Omega SL is the slip speed and omega r is the rotor speed. So how you are calculating the speed omega r? This omega r is calculated by using the speed sensor, rotor speed sensor, and rotor speed sensor will use the value of omega r. And how you will calculate the omega SL value? As from the earlier derivation, omega SL is the slip speed, that is equal to 1 by tau r, rotor time constant, into IQSE divided by IDSE. So stator d axis current and q axis current. So this with this method. So you are calculating your theta e is indirectly. So as you are evaluating the theta e, that is rotor flux vector angle, so then it is called as the indirect vector control. Indirect vector control. So now, and one more thing, another method, the second method, as you know that the second method is and second case 2, this is case 1. Okay, in case 2, again the angle theta e, rotor flux vector angle, is equal to tan inverse of psi qr divided by psi dr. Psi qr divided by. So you see here, you know, as I already stated, you may consider, so this is a rotor of induction motor, and this is your AS angle. This is stator winding AS, and you see, and this is a direct axis, and this is quadrature axis, and this is your rotor flux vector. Okay, rotor flux vector, and this vector is, let us assume that, let us consider this vector is psi r, and this psi r is a resultant of two components. So this angle is theta E. This angle is theta E. So this is psi dr and this is psi cube r. So theta E is equal to tan inverse of psi qr divided by psi dr. It will use the rotor flux vector angle. Rotor flux vector angle. And one thing you have to observe here, this psi dr and psi qr are the rotor parameters. Rotor flux linkages. These are the psi dr is the direct axis flux of the rotor quantity and quadrature axis flux. So now it is difficult to find out psi dr and psi qr. So now what you have to do, you may estimate the values of psi qr and psi dr. You are estimating. So that values, the estimating values of psi dr cap and psi qr cap. These are the estimated estimated fluxes. So once you are calculating these values, so then your rotor flux vector angle theta E is equal to tan inverse of psi qr estimated divided by psi dr estimated. So if you, the theta E value, the rotor flux vector angle can be obtained by using psi qr and psi dr. The estimated values of psi qr and psi dr values. So this approach is nothing but as a direct vector control. This is direct vector control. This is direct vector control of induction motor drive. And this is indirect vector control of induction motor drive. So now how first we will go with indirect vector control, then after that we will discuss about direct vector control. So in case of direct vector control or indirect vector control, what we are doing is you are calculating the rotor flux vector angle. Rotor flux vector angle theta E. So how you are calculating theta E in your indirect vector control? The theta E is equal to integration of your synchronous speed. Omega E is the synchronous speed, because rotor is rotating with a speed of synchronous speed. So omega E into dt. This omega E is equal to slip speed plus rotor speed. Rotor speed can be estimated, rotor speed can be found out by using the speed sensor, rotor speed sensor. Then you will get omega R value. But this omega SL value is the slip speed. In the earlier derivations, the slip speed is equal to 1 by tau R into IQSE divided by IDSE. So IQSE and IDSE is the stator components of current. Direct axis component current and quadrature axis current, this is the stator component. So then you are calculating. This is the indirect evolution. This is the direct evolution. What you are doing is, if you see here, this is the rotor. Okay, this is your rotor axis. This is the rotor flux, psi r. And this is your phase A winding, the stator winding. The angle between these two is theta E. And theta E is equal to, from the mathematical expressions, tan inverse of psi qr is the quadrature axis of the rotor current, and psi dr is the direct axis current flux linkages of the d axis. So psi qr divided by psi dr. But it is not possible because these two are the rotor flux linkages, the rotor direct axis flux and rotor quadrature axis flux. It is not easily available. Now what you do is, you have to estimate the psi dr value and psi qr value. So that's why psi dr estimation and psi qr estimation. So that you will get as the estimated flux values. So that estimated flux values will give as a theta E is equal to tan inverse of psi qr cap and psi dr cap. This is called as a direct vector control. So now we will discuss about the controlling blocks of control block diagram of vector control. Okay, next one. Let us see control block diagram of vector control. Control block diagram of vector control. So let us see here, as I discussed with you, this is the transformation block. This is transformation. So the transformation, how you are doing? So you are getting the value because this is your IDSC star, because you are not changing the d-axis flux linkage or d-axis current. Now what you are changing? You are changing only the q-axis current, because as you are changing the q-axis, then q-axis is the flux component of the torque component of the current. So the torque component of current. So first you may apply here. This is omega r star. This is the reference speed, and this is omega r is the actual speed of the motor. And now you give this to the PI controller, and this PI controller is a proportional or integral controller, and it will give the value, the limiter. You are putting as some limiter here. Sometimes the PI controller will give the higher values, so that's why it will be limited through the limiter. And then this limiter, again it will goes to the torque. So you are getting torque here. So here in the torque, you may consider the numerator as well as denominator. So this is the numerator, and the denominator, if you see, this is the denominator. So what you are getting here, 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm square by Lr into IDSE. So this is the numerator, denominator, and the numerator here. Okay, and then you will get here the current is IQSE, and this IQSE again you see. So this is IQSE star, and this is IDSE star. See, because as I already discussed the torque equation, torque of the motor PE is equal to 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm square by Lr, IDS E star and IQS E star. So IQS, so you write down IQS E star is equal to torque divided by, so 3 by 2. Numerator and denominator will be like this. This is 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm square by Lr into IDSE. So this is the IQSE value. Okay. So now you see here these values. So you are not changing the flux component of the current. You are changing the torque component of the current. That current is IQSE is the torque component of current. IDSE is the flux component of the current. So now by applying the angle, rotor vector angle, rotor flux oriented angle theta E, so then you will get the values of IA star and IB star and IC star. These are the values you are getting. So now you see here how you will get the angle theta E. Theta E is equal to integral of omega E. So omega E is equal to omega SL plus omega R. So now you see here, this is IQSE. So you take this value, this is IQSE value. Okay, IQSE and IDSE. This will give 1 by tau R into, okay, IQSE divided by IDSE. IQSE divided by IDSE. and this is nothing but as your slip speed omega SL. And now what you are doing here, and you are adding slip speed plus omega R will gives as a omega E, and omega E with integral will get as a theta E. So let us see here, you may consider the inverter. This is your PWM or voltage source inverter. And this inverter is the DC voltage is given to this one inverter, and this inverter has three currents. And this is your induction motor, and this induction motor you are getting the speed sensor. So then you will get omega R. So this value is omega Rm, and then this is the mechanical rotor speed. It will be converted into electrical rotor speed. You may divide into P by 2 whole pair. Okay. So now you will get omega R value. So this is your omega R. And this omega R again is going to this particular point. It's going to this. So now what you do is here. So here this is IA star and IB star, and this is IC star, and it can be compared with the actual currents of the induction motor. So here you may consider this is A phase, B phase and C phase. This is A phase current, B phase current and C phase current. So this is IA, IB and IC. So now this is IA and this is IB and this is IC. And it will be compared to the comparator. So this is a current comparator. Okay, and this is also again for B phase current comparator, and for C phase current comparator. So it will goes to the gate driver circuit. Gate drive. So it will goes to the gate drive, then it will use the PWM signals. So it will goes to the PWM signals because there are 6 switches. So then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So these are the PWM signals it is going. So this is about, here you are getting omega R and this is omega Rm. Omega Rm is the mechanical speed. Omega Rm is the mechanical speed. Omega R is the electrical speed. This is the electrical speed. This is about your control block diagram of vector control induction motor. And if you see here, this inverter, if you talk about this inverter, again we will discuss about the inverter circuit and everything in our PWM pulse width modulation subject. So again it will take, so the inverter, I think you know the structure of the inverter, voltage source inverter. 6 switches are existing, and these 6 switches can be controlled by using the hysteresis current controller or bang controller. So maybe you may control by hysteresis controller or bang controller. Through the hysteresis controller, so then your currents will be controlled, and then the gate signals. You see here this IA. So IA get here, and this IB is getting from here, and this is IC. You will get, this is comparator. These are the current comparators. Current comparators. Okay, this is about your control block diagram of vector control drive. So here this is important. So this IDSC star is the flux component of the current, and you are not controlling this, you are keeping directly. So you are not changing anything. Now this is the torque component of current. So now this torque component of current, how you are doing? So this is the reference speed, and then it is output will goes to the this plus and this is minus, and then it is going to the proportional integrator controller. Sometimes the proportional integrator controller will give the higher values. So to limit the PI controller values, so now you are using the limiter here. So this is the limiter, and then this limiter is giving the reference star T star, and then this T star, it is divided. T star is equal to, is the numerator term and this is the denominator term. So this is the denominator term. So this is about your vector control block diagram. So now we will see the response of vector controlled induction motor drive. So next concept is next one is response of vector controlled induction motor drive. Response of vector controlled induction motor drive. So let us see. So when you want to change the torque of a induction motor, the torque equation, let's go with the torque equation. Torque is equal to 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm, magnetizing inductance, into IQS into IDR minus IDS into IQR. So when you are represented in a synchronously rotating reference frame, so then this will be represented as, this is the general equation, so 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm. So when you are representing synchronously reference frame, so then IQSE into Lm by Lr into psi dr E minus IDS into IDSE into psi QR E. Because as you know, in vector control of induction motor drive, psi QR E is equal to 0 and psi dr E is equal to psi, which is a constant term. So if you substitute this psi QR E term is equal to 0. So thereby, okay, so in vector control drive, so these are the two conditions in a vector control drive. These are the conditions. So if you substitute these two conditions, the torque equation, torque T is equal to 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm by Lr into IQSE into psi dre. So this psi dre, okay, is replaced by, this psi dre is replaced by IDSE. So if you replace this, so then you will get the torque equation torque TE is equal to 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm square by Lm square by Lr into IQSE into IDSE. So as we discussed about this, so if you can represent this, the control block diagram, So as you see, because this IDS is not changing, so this is a flux component of current, So this value is directly getting, this is your multiplier, and this value is IDSE, and now this, so this is IQSE, and this is LM, and this value is psi DRE. So this is IDSE, this is a constant. Value, and now this will use the gain block 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm by Lr, and this will use the electromagnetic torque Te. This is the response of vector controlled induction motor drive. So this is psi DRE is equal to, as you know that this, from this equation, psi DRE is equal to Lm into IDSE. Okay, because this is the gain block Lm, so then directly it is IQSE is here, and then this product of this will gives as the electromagnetic torque. So what we are doing here is the control response with variable. So let us see. So IDS is a constant term. You are not changing the IDS. You are not changing the flux component of current. You are changing only IQSE. So then the response, how it will be? The control response. So control response with variable IQSE. So when I am changing the variable IQSE, let us see the plot. So with respect to time, so this IDSE is constant. So this is IDSE is a constant, and now and IQSE. So this is your IQSE. This is IQSE. This IQSE is changed for step variation. This is a step variation in the IQSE. And for this corresponding variation of IQSE, what will happen is, and this the flux is also changes with respect to time t. When you change the IQSE, the psi QSE is also changes. So this is the same similar. This is psi QSE is changes. Thereby the torque of the motor, electromagnetic torque. So this torque is also affected same. This is the torque response. The torque. So there is no delay. When you are changing the IQSE, this response will shows that if IDSE is a constant, this IDSE is a constant. Now you are changing the IQSE. When you are changing the IQSE, a step change in the IQSE, and for the corresponding change in IQSE value, psi QSE is also changes instantaneously. And then once this IQSE changes, thereby psi QSE changes, thereby the electromagnetic torque is also changes instantaneously. There is no delay response. Okay, this is what, try to understand this. What do we want to see? You are changing the IQSC only, and your IDSC is constant. This is a constant value. So what is the control response with variation of your IQSC? Here I am varying the IQSC. Now if you see the control response with variation of IDSC, now you are changing this IDSC, you are changing, and IQSC is kept constant, then what is the response? Then you may observe that. So response of vector control drive with variable rotor flux. Variable rotor flux. Response of vector control drive with variable rotor flux. So how you will change the flux? As you know that for vector control induction motor, psi QR E is 0 and psi dr E is equal to constant. But now in this case, this is a variable quantity, it is not is equal to constant. Psi dr E, the rotor, variable rotor flux. If your rotor flux is variable, so then what is the effect? Okay, earlier what you have considered, this psi dr E is a constant, but now it is not constant. So now you see, you know that, write down the rotor equation. Write down the rotor equation. You know that the rotor equation VDR E is a short circuit and it is equal to 0. That is equal to RR into IDRE plus d by dt P into the flux linkages psi dre minus omega SL into psi q R E. This is the rotational induced EMF. Omega SL into psi q R E. This is the rotational induced EMF. As from the vector control concept, psi q R E is 0. This is a 0. So then 0 is equal to RR into IDRE plus psi into, okay, plus P into psi DRE. Psi DRE. So this P is nothing but as a derivative component d by dt. D by dt. So this IDRE is your rotor current in direct axis, rotor current in B axis. So we cannot measure this value. This is IDR. So rotor parameters are directly not measurable. So now what you have to do, this IDR value can be get in terms of the stator variable. So we cannot get this value. So we cannot measure IDR directly. We cannot measure the IDRE value directly. So it can be measured through the stator variables. So now you may represent this IDRE in terms of stator variables. So what you will get here is this psi DRE is equal to LR into IDRE plus LM into IDSE. This is the psi DRE expressions. direct axis rotor flux linkages in a synchronously rotating reference frame is equal to LR into IDRE plus LM into IDSE. So you see here from this equation you may write IDRE. IDRE is equal to, so you are representing this, you want this rotor current. IDRE is equal to, from this you may write down psi DRE minus LM into IDSE divided by LR. Divided by LR. Now you substitute that IDRE value. Here IDRE is there. Now you may substitute this IDRE in that equation. So if you write down that 0 is equal to RR into IDRE. So this IDR, you write down this IDRE plus P into psi DRE. So 0 is equal to RR into IDRE. RR by LR, because in the denominator LR is there. So psi DRE minus LM into IDSE plus the derivative component P into psi DRE. So you know that, so this RR by LR is nothing but as a 1 by tau R. 1 by tau R into psi DRE minus LM into IDSE plus P into psi DRE. So this can be again simplified like this: 1 by tau R, time constant tau R, plus the derivative term P into psi DRE minus LM by tau R into IDSE. So again this can be written as, now you write down the expression for IDSE. IDSE is equal to 1 by LM. IDSE is equal to 1 by LM 1 plus tau R into P, tau R into P into psi DRE R psi DRE is equal to LM by 1 plus tau R into P into IDSE. So now I think you can clearly observe here what we are discussing. We are discussing about in the earlier concept. We are changing the IQSE only. So we are changing the IQSE component, and now we are keeping IDSE is a constant in the earlier case. So that what will happen? There is no delay in the response. So as you change the IQSE, thereby the torque of the induction motor is also changes accordingly. If you change the instantaneous value of current, then instantaneous value of torque is also getting. That you have already seen. But now you see here the response of the vector control drive with variable rotor flux. As you know, in case of vector control induction motor drive, this psi RE is a 0. This is the condition. Psi QRE is the 0. That is, rotor quadrature axis current is 0. And in vector control, only rotor direct axis current flux linkage will be existing. And earlier this side RE is constant, but now if this side RE is variable, so then what is the effect? Now you may write down the expression for rotor equation. The rotor equation, so side RE, so just you write down VDRE, it is the rotor short circuited. The rotor of reduction motor is short circuited. So because of the short circuited, then you may write VDRE is equal to 0. 0 is equal to the rotor expression, that is IRR into IDRE plus side R, okay, side RE into d by dt minus the rotational induced EMF omega SL into IQRE. IQRE is 0. So then 0 is equal to RR into IDRE plus d psi by dt, that is d by dt of psi DRE. So this is the rotor current. If you see, this current is a rotor and it is not directly measurable, it is not directly available. So now it can be, again we cannot measure directly this IDR value. Now again you may write this value in terms of stator variables. In terms of stator variables. So we cannot measure the IDR value directly. So now what you are doing, IDRE is equal to LR is the rotor inductance into IDRE plus LM into IDS. This is the equation. And then this IDRE, from this equation, IDRE, so you know that this IDRE is equal to psi DRE minus LM into IDSE divided by LR. So now you substitute this IDRE here. So if you substitute this, then you will get this expression. So finally, psi DRE is equal to LM by 1 plus tau R, this is the tau R, into P into IDS. So you see the control block diagram. If you see the control block diagram, see the control block diagram. Control block diagram. So you will get directly, this is the multiplier. This multiplier. Now you will get IQSE. You are getting directly IQSE. Okay. And now IDSE is a variable now. So this is IDSE. It should be multiplied by LM divided by 1 plus tau R into P. It will use as psi DRE. Psi DRE, and this is going to the multiplier block. And again we have a gain block, that is 3 by 2 into P by 2 LM by LR. Then you get as the torque TT. You get torque TT. So this is IQSE is directly getting, and this is the delay component. This diagram is this block is nothing but as a delay torque. Delay torque. It will use the delay in the torque response. This LM by 1 plus tau R into P, it is the delay torque component block. So if you see the response, how it will be coming. So now what we want to do, the control response. So control response. Control response with variable IDSE. It means that variable flux, you are changing the flux now. Just you see the response. So now respect to time t, IQSE, this is IQSE. Now your IQSE is constant. IQSE is constant, it is not changing. IQSE is constant. And now you are seeing IDSE with respect to time. So this is IDSE. So when you change the IDSE, this is a step delay step response. So this is your step response. This is step response. So then what we get? This is SIDSE. SIDSE. So in case of SIDSE, so then this is the original. So it will delay. It will take some time, and after that, this is the delay now. Earlier this is the case, and then this is the delay response. And then after that, the torque will be producing, and that torque is also delay response you are getting. So it will be delay response. So earlier I think you may see IQSE, when you are changing the IQSE and keeping IDSE as a constant. So when you are changing the IDSE instantaneously, the instantaneous flux is also changed, and instantaneous torque is also changes. But here you see, when you are changing the step variation of IDSE, then it is a delay, and then thereby the torque is also delayed. Now if you want to eliminate this delay, now you want to do the pole zero concept. So that is now the compensator circuit. Compensator to cancel the delay block. So what you do is, so now compensator to cancel the delay flux, to cancel the delay in the flux, delay in the flux. So this is a just this total, the dotted lines is inside the mission. This is inside the mission. Up to this is inside the mission. So just I am doing that. This Lm by 1 plus tau r into P. Okay, it will goes to the multiplier block. This is the multiplier. Now you are getting, this is IQSE and this is IDSE. Okay, and now what you want to do to eliminate this, you are putting some compensator, and this compensator is 1 by tau r into P divided by Lm, and this is psi dr E star, psi dr E star. And now what will happen, and this will give as a 3 by 2 into P by 2 into Lm by Lr, and this is your torque Te, and this is psi dr E. So these dotted lines, this dotted line is inside the mission. This is nothing but as a inside the, this is induction motor or inside the motor. Now what you are doing? You are doing the pole zero compensation here. So here is the pole, and now you are adding the zero, so then this will be neutralized. So thereafter that, what will happen here is, so there is the same thing for the compensator. If you are using the compensator, the response, the control response with variable IDSE with compensator, circuit. So if you are using this compensator, then what will happen is this delay response will be going, but you will get some spike. Then it will go. It will be like this. You will get some spike in the IDSE, and you will get some spike, and then in the flux also you are getting some spike. In the torque response also you are getting some spike. This is the case. You got my point? So this is nothing but as a peak. You are getting some peak value when you are using the compensator. Okay, anyway you are eliminating the delay response, but you are getting some peak in the these two are the peaks. If you see the blue lines, this is the peak value you are getting. So this peak value, this is also peak value. So today this lecture, what is the direct vector control, what is the concept of direct vector control, and what is the concept of indirect vector control, and the response, the complete block diagram of vector control induction motor drive. And then after that, when you are changing the IQSE and you are keeping IDSE is a constant, then what is the response? And in the second case, when you are changing the IDSE is a variable and IQSE is a constant, then what is the variable? So now when you are changing the IDSE, there will be some delay control. This will create in the delay. This Lm by 1 plus tau r by p, tau r into p, this block is creating the delay in the torque response. So to eliminate this delay, what you are doing, you are doing some compensator network, and then this compensator is 1 by tau r into p divided by L. So this is the compensator device. And this compensator device will cancel these to 4 and 0. Inside this is nothing but as a inside the mission. Now you are putting some compensator, so then the pole 0 cancellation will be present. So thereby there is no delay in the response. This is about the today's lecture. In the next class again I will discuss. Thank you.